much which I enjoyed in my younger days was the literary and artistic atmosphere which pervaded our house. I remember how, when I was quite a child, I would be leaning against the veranda railings which overlooked the detached building comprising the reception rooms. These rooms would be lighted up every evening. Splendid carriages would draw up under the portico, and visitors would be constantly coming and going. What was happening, I could not very well make out, but I would keep staring at the rows of lighted casements from my place in the darkness. The intervening space was not great, but the gulf between my infant world and these lights was immense. My elder cousin, Ganendra, had just got a drama written by Pandit Tarak Ratna and was having it staged in the house. His enthusiasm for literature and the fine arts knew no bounds. He was the center of the group, who seemed to have been almost consciously striving to bring about from every side the renaissance which we see today. A pronounced nationalism in dress, literature, music, art and drama had awakened in and around him. He was a keen student of the history of different countries and had begun but could not complete a historical work in Bengali. He had translated and published the Sanskrit drama Vikram Morvashi, and many a well-known hymn is his composition. I was still a child when my cousin Ganendra died in the prime of his youth. But for those who have once beheld him, it is impossible to forget his handsome, tall, and stately figure. He had an irresistible social influence. He could draw men round him and keep them bound to him. While his powerful attraction was there, disruption was out of the question. He was one of those, a type peculiar to our country, who, by their personal magnetism, easily established themselves in the center of their family or village. I remember, still better, his younger brother, my cousin Gunendra. He likewise kept the house filled with his personality. His large, gracious heart embraced alike relatives, friends, guests, and dependents. Whether in his broad south veranda, or on the lawn by the fountain, or at the tank edge on the fishing platform, he presided over self-invited gatherings. Like hospitality incarnate, his wide appreciation of art and talent kept him constantly radiant with enthusiasm. New ideas of festivity or frolic, theatricals, or other entertainments found in him a ready patron, and with his help would flourish and find fruition. We were too young then to take any part in these doings, but the waves of merriment and life to which they gave rise came and beat at the doors of our curiosity. I remember how a burlesque composed by my eldest brother was once being rehearsed in my cousin's big drawing room. From our place, against the veranda railings of our house, we could hear, through the open windows opposite, roars of laughter mixed with the strains of a comic song. We could not gather exactly what the song was about, but lived in hopes of being able to find that out sometime. I recall how a trifling circumstance earned for me the special regard of cousin Gunendra. Never had I got a prize at school, except once for good conduct. Of the three of us, my nephew Satya was the best at his lessons. He once did well at some examination and was awarded a prize. As we came home, I jumped off the carriage to give the great news to my cousin, who was in the garden. "Satya has got a prize!" I shouted as I ran to him. He drew me to his knees with a smile. "And have you not got a prize?" he asked. "No," said I. "Not I. It's Satya." My genuine pleasure at Satya's success seemed to touch my cousin particularly. He turned to his friends and remarked on it as a very creditable trait. I well remember how mystified I felt at this, for I had not thought of my feelings in that light. This prize that I got for not getting a prize did not do me good. There is no harm in making gifts to children, but they should not be rewards. It is not healthy for youngsters to be made
Good morning, students. How are you all? Are you all feeling happy? Are you all ready for today's class? Okay, good. Now tell me, what is the title of our lesson? We are learning now My Home Environment, which is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Who is he? He is a famous writer, he is a famous poet, novelist, essayist, artist, painter, and so on. Okay. This work is taken from his book, My Reminiscence. In this lesson, about what we are learning? Are we learning about the adulthood of Tagore or the childhood of Tagore? Very good. In this lesson, we are learning about the childhood experiences of Tagore, isn't it? So he is saying, he is recalling everything about the pleasant, cherishing childhood experience. Of whom? Of Tagore. And he is saying so many things about his relatives, about his family members. He talked more about his elder cousin Ganendra, his brother Gunendra, and his cousins, so many cousins and relatives, how the family business they are leading, all those things. And he is also explaining about the artistic features of his home. For everybody in this world, their home is a special place for us, isn't it? So now he's cherishing those memories. Who is cherishing? Tagore. We have seen so many things about him, isn't it? He had no jealousy on others, on the success of others. He feels happy and proud. He is enthusiastic about the success of his cousin. And he has the habit of writing poetry from the very young age, isn't it? These are all the things we have seen till in this lesson. Now, he is saying that already in the last class I have told you that he often, not often, rarely, he show his works, he show his poetic works, these manuscripts, the scribblings. He showed this to his cousin Gunendra, and he will love, he will appreciate him, and also he feels very happy. Do you think how as a young kid, as a very small kid, how he got this idea of writing poetry? Because all the family members, almost everybody, his cousins, his elder brother, they are all familiar with literature. They have more interest towards literature, towards art. Art, literature, all these things are nothing but the reflection of our life. How we are living. That is what's written in a book. They will not write anything beyond. Sometimes they will add so many fantasy and imaginary things, but still, literature is just the reflection of our life. Music, drama, everything. Everything is showing what is life, how man is living in this world. So Tagore has more interest towards literature, towards art, because all the elders, all the person who are around him, they love literature. They are all famous writers. His elder brother is also a famous writer. His cousin, they have so many interest towards literature, towards arts. His elder cousin Ganendra tries to bring a period of renaissance again in India. He has more interest towards history, arts, isn't it? So by seeing, by looking at all these people, this Tagore get inspiration. They are the role model for this little kid Tagore. Okay, so Tagore automatically start to write poetry, verse at a very young age. And one such poetry of Tagore is Mother India, which is appreciated by his cousin. And his cousin appreciated him and he laughed at him because the rhyme schemes he used there and all the techniques, all the spices which he added in that poetry makes him to laugh. Who laughed at the poetry of Tagore? Not in the criticizing manner. He appreciated him. He feels very happy as talking about his elder brother. He is also a famous writer. Tagore's elder brother is also a famous writer, and he is trying to complete his masterpiece, The Dream Journey. The Dream Journey is the masterpiece written by Tagore's elder brother. So, Tagore is now saying that my elder brother is a famous writer. Now he is trying to complete his masterpiece, The Dream Journey. And he is saying that in our home, in the south side of our home, what are the four sides we have? North, south, east and west, isn't it? So, this Tagore is saying in the south side of our house we have a veranda. In Delhi, already we have seen the picture of Tagore's home, isn't it? Everywhere we could see the veranda, isn't it? So he is saying that in the south side, there is a place, there is a veranda in which we have a couch, we have a seating area, there we have a small desk, a low desk for writing, and also a cushion to sit comfortably in the south side. There, my brother will sit and write. He will write poetries, he will write essays, he will write stories, novels, everything. So, Tagore is saying that his elder brother will sit in the south side of the home. There they have a veranda. There he has a low desk and a cushion for him to write, sit and write comfortably. That is the place. From there, they will get so many artistic ideas. For writing a poetry, if we are sitting inside a cage, inside a room which is covered with completely four walls around us, can we write a poetry about nature? No. Actually, poetry is a spontaneous overflow. It will not come with compulsion. If I am compelling you to write a poetry now, can you write? If you are able to write at the moment, you are skillful, or else it won't be a nice poetry. Poetry will come automatically at any time. Sometimes while you are watching television, if you have seen any incident, suddenly something strikes in your mind and at once you should scribble that line. So poetry, I have the habit of writing poetries. So poetry, I know that poetry will not come from our mind with compulsion. It has to come automatically. It's a spontaneous overflow. Okay. So at once when I look at the nature, or at once we look at a bird or a fruit or a flower or something, or some imagination is crossing our mind, at that time comes poetry. So Tagore is saying that south veranda is the place. From there they could get more ideas about poetry. They will get so many ideas and thoughts. How? That place is filled with artistic features, or maybe from that place they could see a beautiful scenery around their home. So that is a suitable place for them to write poetry. So many artistic ideas and imagination, so many things will come in the mind of his elder brother. Not only his elder brother, his cousin Ganendra, Gunendra, they all will sit there to do their works. If they want to write a verse or a poetry or an essay or a novel, they will come and sit there, and thus they will get so many ideas they will write. And Tagore is also saying that in the morning, all these elders, all these artists, all these people who have more interest in literature, who have more interest in arts, in poetry, they will sit there, they will discuss among themselves about their own writings, their own works, they will read it aloud, they will discuss about, and they will correct themselves. So that is a place for these people who has more interest in literature, more interest in arts. They will sit there and they will discuss among themselves. So this Tagore is now saying that I am living in a place. It's like an ocean. He could get more wisdom and knowledge about literature, and he is now enjoying the waves. He do not know, he cannot understand what is the meaning of all the functions or what they are discussing. He do not know anything. He do not know the meaning of those things, but still he is enjoying. Okay, now he is explaining about that. Now at last, now we are about to wind up our lesson. Here Tagore is saying something about a place which is called as Majlis. It's an word Arabic origin. It has an Arabic origin, which means the living area in our home, where the guests and relatives will be welcomed, will be seated there, they will have an entertainment there. So in general here we used to call that word as that place is the living area or the drawing room, isn't it? But Tagore is saying an Arabic word as Majlis. It is a place where the guests and the relatives will come and they will have a good time there. Now Tagore, as an old man, he is saying that till today I have seen that living area. In my house I have seen that living area, but I lost something. I lost the essence of that place, because when I was a child, there are people who are coming and going, isn't it? We have seen already. Visitors will come and go often or every day. Not only for business purpose, not only for any need. They will come to my home to visit us, to see us, to take care of us. But today I have seen the same place, that same living area is in my home. People are also coming and going, but the essence is missing. They are coming only for their purpose. For business purpose they will come, they will talk and they will leave the place. They will not come as once they were. Once they came to my home to ask how are you. But today they are just coming and going for business purpose, for a purpose, for selfish purpose they are coming and they are leaving my home. Now something is lacking in that living area, something is lacking, the essence, the beauty of that place is missing. This is what Tagore is saying. Now I could remember a poem which is written by Gabriel O'Hara. This Gabriel O'Hara's poem, I think you also have learned about this poem once upon a time. In this poem, he is beautifully explaining the current scenario. Once upon a time, people laugh, this laughing and this happiness comes from their heart. But today, we are laughing at others just with our teeth. Once, if any visitors are coming to our home, any guests are coming to our home, we will welcome them warmly, wholeheartedly. But today, just with a smiling face, our eyes will not speak to them. Only our teeth is speaking. Our smiling is just with our teeth, just with our lips, not with our heart, not with our eyes. There is a saying, face is the index of our mind. Our face, especially our eyes, reflects what is there in our mind. If we are happy at others, our eyes will show that. Our face will show that. Though we act as we are happy, as we are smiling at them, our eyes will show that we are not happy by receiving them. Hailing the guests, welcoming the guests is like welcoming God in our home. But today we are not ready to welcome others warmly. And this Gabriel O'Hara, he also feels sad. Once I was welcomed by my guests, once, twice, thrice. But the fourth time, if I go and visit my neighbor's home, they will just close the door. That's all. So today the entire world has changed. We are just running behind the money. this is what the opinion of Tagore as well as Gabriel O'Hara in his poem Once Upon a Time. Tagore is saying that once upon a time people came to my home, they will visit us, they will ask how are you, they will greet us warmly, they will be happy, but today only for the business purpose they are coming. And Tagore is saying one important thing, that once when my neighbors, when my friends, when my relatives, they all came to my home, it seems to be like God has sent an angel to take care of us, which means our neighbors, our guests, our friends, our relatives are like angels. God has sent them to be a companion for us, to take care of us. God has sent each one of us to take care of each other, to help each other. But are we doing that? No. We are only looking at ourselves. We are not concerning about others. There are people who are starving. There are people who are yearning for love, to be loved. But we are thinking only about ourselves. We are very self-conscious and we are not thinking about others. So Tagore is saying, once my relatives and guests seems to be an angel God sent for me. But today everything is missing. Now I could see only the places, not the essence, not the beauty of the place. So thus Tagore wind up this work. So here in this lesson we have seen how our family is important, how our relatives are important, what is the role of our relatives, how we are living in this world today, and how our ancestors lived once upon a time. I hope you all have understood our lesson. Try to be friendly with your neighbors, with your friends, and don't forget your relatives. Okay? Be friendly and be happy always. Students, take page number 33. Take page number 33. Let's do some of the textbook exercises now. Take page number 33. Number 1. Read and answer. Match the following. Here, my elder cousin Ganendra, my cousin Gunendra, my eldest brother, my nephew Satya, the office room of our elders. These are, we have seen already about these people, about the office room, isn't it? So let's see what is matching with these characters. Okay? My elder cousin Ganendra. Tell me something about him. He's a patriotic person. He has more interest towards history, isn't it? So, the fourth one. My elder cousin Ganendra was a keen student of the history of different countries. Next, my cousin Gunendra. He is a person with a special character. He will welcome others warmly, isn't it? So, presided over self-invited gatherings like hospitality incarnate. Next, my eldest brother wrote a great deal more than he finally used in his finished work, My Dream Journey. My nephew Satya once did well at some examination and was awarded a prize. Next, the office room of our elders was a sort of club. They could hear laughing sound, isn't it? We have seen that. Was sort of club where laughter and conversation were freely mixed with matters of business. Have you all noted down, students? Okay. Now state whether true or false. Correct the false statements. Give reason for all answers. I hope you all can do it. Okay, let me tell you. The story is about the time when Rabindranath Tagore was a young adult. Is he talking about his adolescent age? No. So it is false. The description clearly shows that the author belonged to a well-to-do family. Is he from a poor family? No, he is from a well-to-do family. True. The author was often given prizes for academic proficiency. Did he got any prizes for academic proficiency? No, his nephew Satya got prize, but he did not receive any prizes, isn't it? So it is false. Young Tagore started writing at a young age. True. Young Tagore would always show his compositions to his cousin Gunendra, who appreciated them greatly. So, Gunendra appreciated him greatly. It is false. Tagore, as well as his young relatives, was allowed to, in this question, he did not show his compositions often. He showed his poetry, but not often. Okay. So it is false. Tagore, as well as his young relatives, was allowed to be a part of the meetings where his eldest brother and cousins discuss their poetic outpourings. These young children will not be there when the elders are discussing about their poetic outpourings. So it is false. Which of the following statements about Ganendra is supporting by information in the passage? Which of these following tell us more about Ganendra? He is a charismatic person. He had no interest in reading literature. He was short, stout, rather ordinary looking. He is a charismatic person. Which of the following statements about Gunendra is supported by information? At first we have seen something about Ganendra. Now Gunendra. Somewhat mean and uncaring, he would not take part in social gatherings. Is it so? No. He looked after the family estates with great precision. That is the right option. The dutiful businessman, he would have nothing to do with art and theatre. No, they all have more interest in art and theatre. So, the answer here is B. He looked after the family estate with great precision. Next, come to page number 35. Have you all taken? Okay, first come to page number 34. A pun is a play on words to suggest two or more meanings of a word in a sentence. It is used for humorous effect. Pun is a word which it suggests two or more meaning of a word in a sentence. For example, a boiled egg is hard to beat. A boiled egg is hard to beat. For humorous purpose, for comic sense, people use puns in sentences. Okay. To beat meaning to hit or to make better. Here it doesn't mean that boiled egg is hard to beat. It doesn't mean beating. Beating the egg. Can we beat the egg? No. So to beat here is to hit or to make better. Next, we have to find two meanings of the underlined pun in the given sentence. I have been to the dentist many times. I know the drill. Here the drill, it has two meanings in it. The first one is the machine, the tool which the dentists are using, and the second one is the process. The process how the dentist follows. What is the process the dentist used to follow? So it is the device used by the scientist. It is the device, the drill, and another is the procedure, the process of doing something or RT. Okay. So here the word drill, it means a tool as well as the process. Next, irony. Irony is a figure of speech where the intended meaning is in contrast with the literal meaning. Here, the intended meaning is in contrast. It is just opposite to the literal meaning. For example, my palms are as smooth as sandpaper. My palms. Have you all have palms? Okay. My palms are as smooth as sandpaper. Have you all seen sandpapers? Sandpapers, is it seem so soft and tender? No, it's very rough and hard, isn't it? Sandpapers. So my palms are compared with sandpapers. It means sandpapers cannot be smooth, and the implied meaning here is my palms are rough. Because of hard work, my palms are looking, it's not looking soft, it is looking rough, just like sandpapers. Okay. Next, we have another example. Identify the irony in the given sentence. It is as hot as Siberia in the office today. Actually, Siberia is the place, it is not the hottest place, it is the coldest place in the world. Okay. So, today the office looks very cold and chill. That's why the person is saying our office is as hot as Siberia, which means as cold as Siberia. But in contrast, they are saying that our office today looks as hot as Siberia. Okay? And you have few more exercises to do. You can try it, or else I'll help you to do. Come to the next page. Page number 36. You have number 2 and 3 and 4. Unscramble the jumbled sections and underline the adjective phrases in the correctly rewritten sentences. For example, the lake overflow have made torrential monsoon showers. Here they have given some words, and in jumbled form we have to rearrange it, and then we should find out what is the adjective, clause and phrase here. Okay, here they have used adjective phrases. First is torrential monsoon showers have made the lake overflow. Here showers is a word, is a noun. We are adding phrases here. Torrential monsoon. Okay. And so it is the adjective phrase. The next one. Perfectly balanced, creamy and tangy pasta sauce. How to cook Anirudh has learned. Here Anirudh has learned how to cook a perfectly balanced, creamy and tangy pasta sauce. Here pasta sauce is a noun. It is the name of a food, isn't it? So for this pasta sauce, we are adding so many adjectives as phrases. That is perfectly balanced, creamy and tangy. And so it is an adjective phrase. The rest of the three you can do by your own. Next, underline the adjective clauses in the given sentence. I like to watch movies which have witty and well-written dialogues. Already we have seen that adjective clauses begins with when, which, whom, why, where, whose, isn't it? So here I like to watch movies which have witty and well-written dialogues. That is the adjective clause here, which have witty and well-written dialogues. The rest, we have 4 more. You can do by your own. Next, replace the underlined adjectives in the given sentences with adjective phrases and clauses and rewrite the sentences. Here, we have to rewrite the sentences based on adjective, phrase and clause. Here we have just adjectives. Even though India is a tropical country, woolen cloths are a necessity in its northern regions during winter. Here woolen is an adjective. We can reframe it into, even though India is a tropical country, clothes that are made of wool. It is not only the right answer. We have so many options. We can add so many adjective, clause and phrase here for the adjective woolen. Okay. One example is clothes that are made of wool are necessity in its northern region during winter. The rest you can do by your own, I hope you all have understood our today's class. Try to complete this textbook exercises. See you all in the next class, students. Until